Okay, this video is going to be longer and more complicated than most of mine, and I'm also going to be referencing my notes a lot, so as you see me look down at my screen, that's what I'm doing. But basically, my objective here is just to give the timeline of events and facts of how and why people are reacting to Nick is Not Green in such a negative way. The only opinions I'm going to try and give in this video are opinions that are expressing the side of people who are expressing why they feel a certain way about the situation. Also, because of how much has happened in the situation, please check the pinned comment before you go any farther. If I get anything wrong or something new happens that contradicts something I say in this video, I'm going to pin any corrections there. So look there first to make sure I didn't miss something. First, we need a character breakdown of everybody we're going to discuss in this video because it's complicated and it does get messy. So first, we've got Nick is Not Green, who is a commentary YouTuber gone basically drama channel. As you can see, the internet hates the scooped bagel guy, the female gays guy starting dumb drama, the Cheesecake Factory TikTok drama just backfired, yada yada yada. He does drama updates similar to what I do on his channel, which has become his main channel, Green is Not Nick. The second person that we need to talk about is Lex Updog. She is a former employee of the channel Supermega, which we'll hear more about in a minute, and she initially got the ball rolling with this video, my experience with Don DRRR and Supermega. The next character you need to know about is this, Supermega. They are a YouTube channel and a company run by two of our next characters who are Matt and Ryan. They are, Matt is right here and Ryan is right here, and we'll get to these specific videos later, so don't worry about that right now. And then we've got one minor character who I don't have a picture of. That is someone named Don, and that is the Don DRRR, which is mentioned in Lex's video. Don is the person who was sexually assaulted Lex Updog and eventually caused her to make this video and eventually led to the entire drama as it is. Now, if you're confused, don't worry. As I go through the entire situation and the whole story, I'll be reminding you about which character each person is and where they fall in the story and the timeline, so you won't get mixed up about who is who and who did what. I'll constantly remind you, so don't worry about losing your place. So on July 27th of this year, Lex Updog, who is this person right here and also a former employee of this channel, Supermega, uploads a video right here, this one, and in it she talks about her experience working at Supermega, which is that YouTube channel run by Matt and Ryan. Now, this video is very, very long, but in it, she alleges several things. She alleges, firstly, that she is sexually assaulted by Don RRR, who is an employee / contractor of the Supermega channel as well. So we've got two Supermega employees right now. We've got Lex and we've got Don. Lex is saying that Don sexually assaulted her. Matt and Ryan, who you remember are these two people who own the entirety of the channel, she claims that they did nothing. And that's significant because they own the channel and the company and they're the founders. She also alleges that they created a toxic workplace and toxic work environment, and also that they mocked a person by the name of Daniel Kyre, who is a friend of theirs that committed suicide in 2015. Now, obviously, the biggest thing here that she exposed from the Supermega is the sexual assault, and more specifically, the fact that she was sexually assaulted by someone that worked at Supermega, and then neither of the owners did anything about it, despite the fact that they knew. They essentially tried to cover it up and make her not do anything about it and let Don essentially get away with it. Now, Nick is Not Green, who is this guy right here, the one we're talking about today, he's good friends with Lex Updog because Lex Updog is dating a different good friend of his, Ethan is Online. That's not someone you really need to know, but that is how Nick is Not Green and Lex Updog are connected. They are friends due to her dating someone that he is good friends with as well. So basically what he does is he uploads this video, which is marked as unlisted now, given all the controversy, called Supermega is full of horrible people. And this video basically goes through Lex's video as well, talking about all of the points and essentially echoing everything that Lex said. And remember, Lex was the one who was sexually assaulted by Don and is a former member of the Supermega YouTube channel. Now, a very important note here is that he didn't fact check or verify anything. Basically, he covered the entire story. I think it was the very next night right after it was posted. So he didn't have an opportunity to research or look into anything or talk to anyone else. He just took the story that Lex, who was the person who was assaulted, told at face value and blew that up to his large audience of, at the time, a little over 700,000 subscribers. This was basically a hit piece against Supermega and exposed them for being, according to Nick, and to quote Nick specifically, full of horrible people, including Matt and Ryan, who were the founders of Supermega and were in charge of everyone, including Lex Updog and Don DRRR. So the timeline of events we have so far is Lex posts a video talking about her experience in sexual assault while she worked at Supermega. Nick then posts a video talking about this, taking it all at face value, boosting it to his large audience with essentially no research or fact checking. Now at this point, because there's no alternate story being told, essentially everyone is on Lex and Nick's side. And Supermega starts getting a huge amount of backlash online, losing tens of thousands of subscribers, getting death threats, being canceled on Twitter, and so on. It's basically a shit show for them, and everything they had built in the company and the Supermega brand starts to crumble around them pretty fast. But that starts to change, and the tides start to turn a little bit when Matt and Ryan post their responses to this. There's Matt and my response, Matt, where he talks about the whole situation in 48 minutes, and then right after that, I think just a couple minutes later, Ryan posts his. They're meant to be watched basically in this order because Matt's taking the primary role of explaining what happened, and then Ryan talks about this right afterwards. Now, in this statement, they refute basically everything. They say that they fired Don, offered Lex support and resources, and only did not press charges against Don, who was the person that committed the assault, and they did not press charges and did not get the police involved, specifically because Lex, the person who was assaulted, asked them not to because she was dating Don at the time. And not only do they refute some things, they also take accountability for some stuff. For example, very specifically, Matt in his video admits to not taking things as seriously as he should have. In addition to explaining their side of the story, taking accountability for some of the stuff they messed up, they also push back against Nick specifically, saying that including things like their friend Daniel, who was the one who committed suicide back in 2015, in his video was character assassination against them, and he shouldn't have brought attention to it because that was unrelated to the rest of the situation surrounding Lex being assaulted by Don. Now, after these two videos came out, the tables kind of started to turn as a lot of people are starting to take Supermega's side, and a lot of people are also now starting to get upset with Nick for attacking Supermega, essentially without any evidence. And more specifically, people are getting mad about the fact that so much of the hate campaign that Nick started is being directed against Matt and Ryan, both of whom didn't really do anything because Don was the one who actually committed the sexual assault. And now, basically everyone's starting to think that maybe Matt and Ryan, the owners of Supermega, who are being trashed online, didn't do much that was overtly wrong. Rather, they were just confused and hesitant, and as such didn't really do anything at all. The reason they were confused, as Matt explains in his video, is because Lex told them that Don had assaulted her, but then Don completely denied everything and said that the whole situation had been consensual, and because they were both friends of Supermega's, it led to a he shed, she shed situation between two of their friends, and they didn't know how to navigate that. However, going back to Nick is Not Green, stuff being messed up while you're covering drama really isn't that big of a deal, and basically what you do is you make an apology and you try to be more careful in the future. Unfortunately, that's not at all what Nick did. Instead, he doubled down and created a follow-up video called Supermega's Responses and What We Learned, which is also unlisted given all of the drama. Now, in this video, he takes personal offense that Matt and Ryan, who are from the Supermega channel, they're the owners, call him out for making a video without evidence. He basically does own up to some of it and says that it should have been more about Lex and her assault and less about Matt and Ryan being horrible people. And he also says that he probably shouldn't have mentioned Daniel, but he also doubles down on his decision not to wait for any responses before calling them out for being horrible people and basically putting out a hit piece on them, again, without really any evidence or giving them an opportunity to respond first. Now, at this point, Nick is starting to get some backlash because he's doubling down on the things that he did and taking someone's side and starting essentially was a hate campaign, whether he meant to or not. He did kind of start a hate campaign against Supermega when it looks like maybe they either did not very much wrong or the things they did wrong were not actually as bad as it had been originally depicted to be. And even as people started to turn on him and his subscriber growth stopped, even though it hadn't completely started going backwards at this point, Nick decided it was time to put out an apology video, sort of an apology adjacent video, talking about why he did what he did and explaining his side a little bit more. He put it out and then he basically deleted it. It was called My Drama with Supermega, and he deleted it, I think the same day he posted it. And basically everyone was tearing him apart in the comments because once again, in this video, he fails to take any accountability for anything he did and triples down on the fact that he put out a hit piece starting a hate campaign against people who were by and large innocent even if they were dumb and naive. And in addition to this video going out, NickIsNotGreen is also starting to get backlash online, on Instagram, where people are commenting on his pictures, on Twitter, where people are calling him out, and he starts defending himself with posts like this. People will do/say anything to defend people who cover up rape and continue to be friends with rapists. Just food for thought before you mindlessly and endlessly fight for someone you don't know. Sometimes you wonder why people don't stand up for stay quiet about sexual assault victims, and it's because the results in thousands of people calling them liars and harassing them off the internet for any reason that they can find. It happens every single time. Yada, yada, yada. And basically, he does this several times with these kinds of things, blah, blah, blah. People are so mad. He says he doesn't care. He's calling anyone that defends them, people that are defending rapists at different times. He says people that are calling him out on Reddit are incels. Basically, he's giving super inflammatory backlash, tripling, quadrupling down on his decision to attack Supermega without any kind of evidence. So people are, at a larger scale, starting to take issue with this deflection and lack of accountability, and that starts to compound and build up as his Twitter is lashing out at people, which he actually did turn off. His Instagram is spent lashing out at people. The YouTube videos are refusing to take any kind of accountability, despite the fact that he was at least mostly wrong. All he had to do was apologize and say he jumped the gun, and he's refusing to do that. And this is getting a lot of people upset at him, including, and very interestingly, his entire subreddit, basically. So here I am on top of the last week. Top post is, truthfully, I'm enjoying the hate. Now I strongly dislike Nick, and see people on this post almost gives me joy. I love refreshing. And I'm not even a Reddit troll typically, yada yada. And then that's a meme about Nick. Nick is still gaslighting his fans. Look at Nick trying to get attention on other people's videos. I dislike Nick because of the pineapple upside down, which is completely unrelated to someone just disliking the newest video. He's talking about how he doesn't like him, talks about how bad his music is, talks about how ironic it is that Nick is being caught up in drama when he covers drama, yada yada. And then talking more about Nick, he's just a bully, talking about Ethan is online, who is Nick's friend, don't really need to worry about him, more takes about Nick. You get the idea. Essentially, every one of these posts across the social media that his fans are a part of is basically turning against him. And on top of that, you can see he's losing subscribers as well on what is now his main channel, greenisnotnick. He's losing quite a few of them. He's down, 22,000, I think it said. You can see the significant drop here as people are just done putting up with the fact that he's refusing to take any kind of accountability for something that he messed up very publicly. And that basically leads us to where we are today, where not much has really changed. He's still not taken accountability. He removed his apology video entirely. All the other videos about the situation are unlisted. His Twitter's been shut down. And he's basically just remained silent. Even he typically posts twice a week, and his most recent video was 7 days ago. Didn't get very many views, but he said essentially nothing else. He stopped, and I'm hoping this means that he's reflecting on the entire thing and getting prepared to release a much better thought out apology that will appease his subscribers. But it's also difficult to be upset about this. I'm getting into my personal thoughts here, so everything after this is just my opinion, but it is hard to be upset about this. Now, everyone makes mistakes, including mistakes like jumping on stories too early. And after the Supermega response from Matt and Ryan, who are the people that own the channel and were originally accused by Nick of being horrible people, that was the perfect time for him to say, my bad, I messed up, jumped the story, I'll try and be better next time. But he didn't, and now he has issues. Like, well, if it isn't the consequences of his own actions come back to haunt him. He's exposed a holier-than-thou attitude, where he's painting everyone that disagrees with him with a very broad brush of protecting rapists and being a horrible person and being, like, Reddit incels and things like that, which is really weird. But this is showing a side of himself that his fans really don't like. It's a side that attacks everyone and lashes out at people that criticize him and will not hear any dissenting opinion to his own. And frankly, I don't know if he can come back from that. Even if he does issue an apology, people will always remember this point at which he would attack and lash out against anyone that disagreed with him, making him seem really intolerant as a left-leaning YouTuber who kind of preaches tolerance. So that's the story, my personal opinion there at the end. And if anything interesting happens, if he posts an apology video that I hope he's working on right now, I promise to update you. Thanks for watching.